Stand Up, a modernized kenning by Sara Musicco and Kit Mallozzi. All was well on bus 13 for the innocent sixth-grade scholars, for it was before the route was shared with the upperclassmen. But summer came and went, and the sixth-graders were forced into interaction with the grades above them. No longer were they the rulers of the bus, the possessors of the back seats, but they had regressed back into the state they were in as kindergartners, being the youngest on the bus, for the 8th, ninth, and 10th graders had now taken over the throne. But the demon that truly terrorized these meek bus riders descended from the land of CEOs, spa treatments, and Maseratis, and was known and feared by all as the bus ruffian. Every day the bus ruffian would stomp her fry boots up the steps of the Yellow Castle, demanding praise as she made her way to the throne in the back seat. No one dared make eye contact with the perfectly decorated eyes of the bus ruffian, or her powers to cripple them with insecurities would unleash. One reticent 7th grade schoolgirl, who goes by the name Catherine, was always conscious of the bus ruffian's presence. Like the others, she never dared look her in the eye, let alone sit anywhere near her throne. So as not to draw attention to herself, she often sat in the middle of the Yellow Castle, gazing out the window, praying the bus ruffian wouldn't notice her. Weeks went by without any terrorization. The beast was becoming anxious to use her powers. So finally, on a dreary April afternoon, she stormed into the Yellow Castle, flipping her freshly blow-dried hair, and plopped herself next to Catherine. Catherine tried to ignore the decorated eyes glued to the side of her face, but the bus ruffian refused to budge. Seconds turned to minutes, but it felt like an hour had passed. Tired of Catherine ignoring her, the bus ruffian began to harass her by tapping on her shoulder, cackling while pulling her hair. Catherine refused to let this one time irk her. Days passed, and the bus ruffian continued to provoke Catherine and instigate a fight. When it all became too much for Catherine to handle, she turned to her best friend Sara to help her out. "Catherine, you can't fight this battle alone. Let me into the Yellow Castle with you, and I can help you stand up to the bus ruffian once and for all. Let's put her in her place. Power by numbers is the only way to win," mourned Sara day after day. Yet Catherine wouldn't accept the help from her best friend. She figured she could handle the bus ruffian, or that soon enough she would get bored and find a new target. However, Catherine was wrong, and one day it all became too much. The bus ruffian, feeling particularly good that day, having just manicured her nails, took harassing Catherine to the next level. She sat next to her again inside the Yellow Castle, and began to grab the shoes from Catherine's feet. Instead of ignoring her this time, Catherine attempted to stand up for herself, looking the bus ruffian in the eye for the first time. As their eyes met, the bus ruffian's powers unleashed themselves, and Catherine was subject to immense insecurities. That was the last time Catherine ever crossed paths with the bus ruffian. After returning to her own fortress that day, her mother noticed the tears staining Catherine's face, and called the school, asking to move into a different Yellow Castle once and for all.